Now let's start off by saying the two infamous words, ozone depletion. Now these two words can lead us to melting in the tremendous heat. And did you know that our atmosphere is actually facing a serious problem called ozone depletion? Now before we understand what in the world is ozone depletion, let's understand where it actually occurs. Now, let's try to actually understand more about it. Now the ozone layer is a protective sheet that protects our beloved Earth from dangerous UV rays and from the radiation of the sun. And one of the reasons of why it's really dangerous is because it can actually cause B radiation, which can cause many diseases such as skin cancer. This is also known as B radiation, which can cause many diseases. 90% of the ozone layer is in the stratosphere, 6 to 9 miles above our head, about 10 to 50 kilometers thick. The job of the ozone layer is to absorb harmful UVB radiation. Ozone molecules are 3 oxygen atoms linked together, O3. After a non-toxic compound was discovered, also called chlorofluorocarbon, also known as CFCs, the process of breaking down the ozone layer is called photodissociation. Photodissociation is where UVB radiation breaks the chlorine atom off the CFC. If a chlorine finds an ozone molecule, it will react with it, destroying the ozone by ripping off one of its oxygen atoms to make chlorine monoxide, leaving regular O2 molecules, oxygen. Then UVB radiation hits the chlorine monoxide, breaking it up, causing the chlorine monoxide to look for another ozone molecule, destroying the ozone layer in the process. Scientists tried to know the chemistry about what could lead to ozone depletion in the 1970s, but in May 1985, scientists who were working with the British Antarctic Survey surprised the world that there was a large hole in the ozone above Antarctica. Now, how can we help? The disturbing discovery led to the United Nations to make a treaty about reducing the amount of CFCs that are being released into the atmosphere. Some studies showed that the ozone may be healing itself, but that is unsure to be true. The main thing that we can help with is reducing the amount of CFCs into the atmosphere. Increasing public transportation is one way, adding more trees to take up the excess carbon dioxide is another way. Although healing the atmosphere may be nearly impossible, we can still help it from causing more damage.
Some people say that the more the ozone layer is damaged, the more asteroids can enter the Earth. That is true and untrue at the same time. True, because the amount of heat melting the asteroid when falling will decrease, giving it a higher chance of reaching the Earth's surface. It is untrue because it doesn't affect gravity, so it doesn't technically bring in more asteroids to Earth, it just gives them a higher chance of surviving to reach the Earth's surface. What is the biggest issue of ozone depletion? The main issue that is affecting us from ozone depletion is excess heat and radiation. The temperature can increase by 2 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the 21st century. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it can affect us much more if you give it more time on its rapidly increasing rate. The other issue is radiation. Radiation can affect us in many ways. One of them is skin cancer, a major problem in our society. Another problem is breaking chemical bonds and changing the information that is in our DNA. Despite the problems that ozone depletion causes, there is still hope for living a happy, peaceful life.